Hello, my name is Harper. I am the maker and creator behind Harper Crochets, and if this is your first video, welcome in. It's so great to see you. Get comfy. I've got a heat bag because my uterus, you know. And if you are not new here, welcome back. It is great to see you again. I love when people come back. So today's video is going to be a repeat of something that I did a couple of weeks back, where I'm just going to sit down and show you everything I made last week, because, well, I said each day of the week, sorry, I'm just getting rid of some fluff. I was like, I'm gonna vlog today, I'm gonna vlog today, and then the next day, I'm gonna vlog today, I'm gonna vlog. Basically, I said that to myself all week, and then it was Sunday and it was my editing day and I hadn't vlogged anything. So thankfully I had a couple of backup videos ready to go, so we're not behind on videos, but I still thought I wanted to show you everything that I've made. You know, you might be interested. I'm actually quite chuffed with how much I made this week. The date would have been, let me see if I can find a calendar. I think the 24th to the 30th of March is when we're talking about. Actually, the 24th to the 29th of March. Because Sunday I didn't crochet and I was editing. From the 24th to the 29th of March, this is everything I made. And stick around to the end of the video because I'm going to give you a market breakdown for the market that I had on the 15th of March. As I am filming this, I posted the YouTube video of the vlog of the market day yesterday, and I asked if you guys wanted a breakdown. A couple of people said yes, so that's what I'm going to do at the end of this video. As I show you things, this is in no particular order because honestly I cannot remember the order that I made everything in. First thing I'm going to show you is this Brontosaurus, which the face is not shaped how it's supposed to be shaped. I didn't do enough increases like here, so it's a little bit off, but we're going to ignore that. The tail as well is a little bit bulbous here, but again we're going to ignore that. I sort of followed the pattern for the body and then kind of just freehanded the rest, because this Brontosaurus I started a couple of weeks ago and then I ran out of yarn. I think I showed you that lots of videos ago. I ran out of yarn and I was really frustrated, but I got more yarn in after my market, and this was the first thing that I finished. I know this was the first thing that I finished, actually. Let's do axolotls next. I made 3 large axolotls, one in blue, one in purple, how did I say it like that, and one in pink. And these axolotls are a lot bigger than my usual axolotls. I think I have one that I made this week. Yeah, so for reference, my normal axolotls are this big. I sell these for £10. This is the size of the big one, which I sell for £15. I also thought it would be fun to keep a tally of all the items that I made in this week, and then we can see how much I made and see how much inventory I made. So we have a Brontosaurus, which I'm going to sell for £22. I've just got a very cute notebook which says notes on it, as you can see, and I'm just going to write everything down. 3 times large axolotl, and again here they are. Then I made 3 of my own pattern, which is for this little opossum. The one in the middle is a slightly darker grey because I ran out of the grey that I already had, but I don't think it's too obvious. Yeah, they're pretty similar. So that's what these look like. These I sell for £8. So, oh, this is also in banana blanket, and I got 3. Some of them have straight tails, some of them I do with a slight curl in the tail. This is going to take me a while to go through all of this because I did make a lot. Right, then next let's just finish off the banana things. We've got 2 large bees, one in a light and sparkly yellow, one in a dark yellow. These are my large bees, which I sell for £10 each. I'm just going to show you all the stuff that's down here first, and then I'll show you the minis that I made this week because I made a lot of minis. We have got 2 frog pops, which are really cute. I made 2 of these and I sell these for £8 each. I really need to charge £10 each for these. They're much more, they take longer than an £8 make should take. Like the opossums take me 35-ish minutes. These take me closer to an hour and I sell them for the same price. So I need to probably put the price up on these. I'll show you chickens next. We have one in this lovely multicoloured grey brown colour. We have 2 in this black and white speckle, and we have two which are Stardew Valley inspired, so they have a purple comb and they are blue passport. If you get that. If you get that joke, you're from the UK. So I made 5 chickens and I sold them for £10 each. Then I have an absolute colony of cats because my cats sell really well and I wanted to stock up. So I made a lot of black cats. Let me get all the ones with the same coloured eyes. Yeah, so I've not even finished making cats. I'm going to make several more. But we have 1, but hold it against my face, maybe you can see it better. 2, 3 and 4 little black cats. Solid colour cats I sell for £10 each, so that's 4 £10 cats. I've also got a black cat with golden eyes and a black cat with yellow eyes, which are also £10 each. I'm going to make another one of each of these hopefully. So that's those cats. That's not all though. I then made 2 tuxedo cats, one with green eyes, one with gold eyes. Again, I want to make one more with green, one more with gold, because a lot of like tuxedo cats will either have green or gold eyes, and I want to represent the cats, you know, because I like it when people are able to come to my stall and find like a plushie of their cat. So I want to make sure I have variations for the eyes. These are multicolored cats. They have more than one color on, so I charged £12 for these. Then I made 2 calico kitties with slightly different green eyes. So there you go, you can see there. One of the green eyes is darker, one of the green eyes is a lighter green, but the 2 cats are virtually identical, which I know kind of defeats the like calico tortoiseshell part because like they're not supposed to be identical, but I just followed the pattern. This is a bigbebez pattern. All the patterns that I've shown in this video will be linked down below, hopefully, if I can get a good link. So 2 calico cats, again multicolored cats, so £12 each. Next 2 cats I'm going to show you are tabby cats. I want to make Siamese cats, I want to make grey cats, I want to make, I do have a list somewhere. So we've got 2 tabby cats. One is like a ginger tomcat, one is like a brown tabby. One with green eyes, one with yellow eyes. I think these are really cute. I love these tabby cats. And they've got little butts. Again, multicolored cats, so £12. Finally, for like not minis, I made some bunnies for Easter. I've got this thing that I'm going to fill with some of my green like void packaging paper and then put a bunch of Easter things in there, and that's going to be my little Easter display. So I made a bunny in this grey multicolored yarn, which is the same yarn that I made the chicken out of. Gave it a little cream tail, a little pink nose, and then I made a white bunny with a white tail and again a little pink nose. And they're kind of different sizes just because that is the exact same pattern, but the yarn for the white one was slightly thicker than the yarn for the grey one. So this one is going to be 14 and 1 times white bunny loaf. I was either going to do this one at 15 or 16. What do you think with that size difference? I think 15. Okay, that is all of the like small to medium items that I have made. Here is the list. Let's add it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 7, 28, 29. Oh, exactly 30. That's a nice number. I'm gonna see if I can show you. Equals. Wow. Okay. Do you see this number? £338 of inventory. That's in 1 week, and that's not even including the minis. Wow. Now, the minis, I think I made about 40. We're going to find out. I've got a whole separate bag, which is pretty much full of minis and mini bees, which are the same price as the minis, but they go in the basket with the bees. Give me a minute to sort through these because I've got a lot. First, I'm going to show you. We made 6 mini bees. Here is 1. This is my own pattern. Here is 2 and 3, again my own pattern, and then in a slightly different yellow we've got 4, 5 and 6. Then let's do some of the more random animals. We've got 1 mini tiger. I believe that's the only tiger that I made. Then we made those 2 backpack buddies. Yeah, I made backpack buddies as well. We made 2 mini donkeys and 2 mini donkey key rings with different styles of keyring, and the backpack buddies are £6 because of the keyring part. And then we've got 1 pig mini and 1 pig buddy in, oh no, okay, apparently not. I thought we were going to be in a similar line. We've got 2 mini panda bears. Then we've got 2 mini pigeons and 1 pigeon buddy, and then we've got 2 mallard duck minis, 2 mallard backpack buddies, again with slightly different clasps just so people have choice. Then I'm going to show you the Easter minis that I made. I thought I made more of one more, but apparently I didn't. I made 3 mini chickies for Easter, so these are gonna go like in the basket, but they'll be raised up a little bit because there'll be a bit of filling in there. But 3 mini chicks that will be £5 each. And then I made 2 little bunny rabbits in cream and 2 little bunny rabbits in grey. So that's 4 times mini bunny. And finally, here's the thing that I made. Yeah, I made 9 of this specific pattern because they sell that well. So we've got my mini turtles, and this is somewhat my own pattern, but it's heavily based on something that I saw on Instagram. I can't tell you what exact pattern. How dare you? I saw that I based it on, but I know that I saw a mini turtle on Instagram and I freehanded my own. 4 mini turtles, 5, 6 mini turtles, and then I did 3 backpack buddy versions with different colours, greens and different clasps. Whew. That is all of them, so I'm gonna tally up those and let you know my total. Okay, so I made 38 minis, so my guess of 40 was pretty close. Let me do some mathsies. Okay, so that's how many minis and buddies we've got, and wow. 38 minis, which totaled £201 of inventory. So with the 30 small to medium items and the 38 minis and buddies, I made 68 items last week for a total inventory of £539, which is wild. I thought I did not do that good last week. Like, I knew I'd made a lot, but I thought it was all small items, so it wasn't going to be a good total of inventory made. But that's amazing. That might be the most I've ever made in a week. I think my average is sort of like 300, max of £400 a week if I'm just like really grinding it out. And I don't take that out of context. Yeah, I felt like I wasn't that productive last week, so I'm very impressed and honestly very happy with that. And I've got 2 pretty much completely full tote bags of plushies to add to my inventory now, which is amazing. Now the bit that you have possibly been waiting for, the market breakdown from the 15th. So the 15th was my market at the Craft and Flea Nottingham. I was so excited to be doing this event. I've been wanting to do this event for like over a year, and I got in and I was so excited. They were very accommodating of my wheelchair and everything, so I was very, very happy. The ground outside of the building, because it's in an old church, like a really old church, so the like slab path outside the church was not great for the wheelchair, but we made it over. It was like, once we were inside it was fine, and they'd made space for me. They told the vendors next to me that I was going to be in a wheelchair to leave space for me. It all went really well, and everyone around me was super sweet. And like the lady behind me, who I was like, oh my god, am I taking up your space? Like, I'm so sorry if like you need to stand behind your stall, because I filled it. Like, I'd put all my stuff behind my stall, but then that meant that there wasn't room for her behind her stall, and I was very apologetic, and she was like, no, I planned for this, you're all good. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. So that went really, really well. Set up and loading was easy. We were able to park inside the church gates because it's like a gated church, and unload. We had a wagon, so that was also really easy, and had an amazing day. I bought one thing because I went around at the start of the market and I was like looking at everything and I was like, I want everything. And I made myself a little list of everything that I wanted to buy, and then when I went back around at the end, it was all gone and I was upset. So I wasn't able, like, there was particularly a pair of cat ghost earrings that I was like, come on. But they sold and they didn't have any more, and I was like, oh, god damn it. But I did get my mum a Mother's Day present at that market, which was a little ceramic penguin about yay big, penguin chick, because she really likes penguins, and penguins are also really good parents. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched like a nature documentary with penguins in, but like the emperor penguins, they're such good parents. and my mum loves emperor penguin. I got her an emperor penguin chick in clay that the stall opposite me had. I can't show it to you because I've given it to my mother. It's past Mother's Day, so I've given it to my mum and it is now in pride place on the mantelpiece. But the juicy stuff, I had an amazing day. I was super duper happy. It went really well. It was kind of dead after like 2 o'clock. I think I made like 4 sales from like 2:30 to 5 when it closed. The majority of my sales were in the first hour when it opened, from 11 to 12. So yeah, I have some stats written down. My busiest hour was 11 till 12 and I had 13 sales in that hour. In total I had 40 sales, so like a third of my sales basically happened in the first hour, and then they sort of trickled in after that. But 40 sales is really good. I actually had on my bingo card for the year to have a market with 40 plus sales because that's quite uncommon for me, so I was really damn chuffed. And I also sold 57 items in total, and that does include a couple of bundles. So like my badges, I do 3 for, on the small badges I do 3 for £2 or 3 for £5 on the big badges, and so that included, the 57 items include 2 badge bundles. So I think it'd be more like 63 actual individual items sold. But because on my sum up I have the 3 badges for £2 as an item, when that item sold, that's what I put in, so that is why it's told me 57 items. The average value of my sales was £12.25, which is again really good. I sold a good number of like small items, which I'll tell you the best sellers in a minute, and it was mostly small items. Yeah, I was really happy. I'm not going to tell you a grand total because I don't want you to compare. Like, I find that grand figures can be a little bit overwhelming, a little bit disheartening sometimes, or a little bit like, I don't know, like I love hearing what people make, but I don't care about the grand total at the end. I feel like, how should I say this? It's like, it's good to know and it's helpful to know someone's grand total, but it can also come across negatively depending on your perspective. And I don't want to cause any negative feelings with my total. If I were to say, oh, I made, and you thought negatively about that because you thought that's either a lot or that's not a lot, or that's not a lot compared to me, or that is a lot compared to me, you know, I don't want to create that like feeling of competition, because I don't believe that it is competition. I believe that it's helpful, which is why I tell you that my average sale value was £12.25 and that I had 40 sales. So if you want to, you can do the maths and you can get to my grand total. But I'm not going to parade it out there, you know, I just don't think it's necessary. But I will tell you my best sellers. So the best seller, if you include the 2 badge bundles and as separate items, then I sold 13 items of merch, which was badges, pins, and keyrings. I didn't have any stickers at this event, and I didn't have most of my merch. If you watch the vlog, you will know that we left it at home. So I only had some of the newer merch that has just come to my shop recently, which you can shop for at harpercrochets.com. It's exclusive to my website. I think it's really cute. It's all like garden themed and like naturey themed. I think it's real cute. Anyway, so that's 13 items. If you take off the 4 extra, it would have been 9 items. 9 like items on my sum up sold. 13 actual items, if that makes any sense. So that kind of won, but that's not my main thing that I sell at markets. I don't consider that like, also I like, when I watch breakdown videos, I'm not seeing other people make merch, so I'm not wanting to know how people sold their merch because nobody else really seems to do that. So if you're a crocheter and you're wanting to know my stats, I'm sure you're here for the plushies. So I will let you know that 9 or 13 merch items sold, so that was technically my bestseller. However, my plushie bestseller was cats, which if you watch the vlog, you will also know there was another crocheter, which I was kind of expecting. I wasn't sure whether there was going to be another crocheter or not. So when I saw that there was, I was like, oh, okay, you know, whatever. And then she started getting out the same cats that I do, like the exact same pattern. And she used a bigger yarn. And then when I went over and was like checking them out and stuff, hers were cheaper than mine. And I was worried. I Cats have been my bestseller since I started having them, and I know it's not my pattern, but I feel almost protective over it because they're so good for me, and I love doing them so much that, yeah, you will have seen in the vlog I reacted very negatively. I was in a bit of a grumpy mood when I saw that she had the exact same cats as me, and then I realised, you know what, sod that. I don't need to be grumpy. Like, if she sells out and I don't, like, if she sells her cats and I don't, okay, great, good for her. If I sell them and she doesn't, okay, good for me. You know, it's not that big of a deal at the end of the day. When I went over, like, at the end of the day, because I had to go past her stall to get to the toilet, so when I went for my last pee of the day, she'd sold maybe half, I think, of her cats, maybe a bit more. It's hard to tell. I know that she was restocking throughout the day, so it was hard to tell, but she'd sold a lot of her plushie stuff, and that was mostly cats. So, and I sold 9 cats, and mine were about half the size and basically the same price for half the size. So this is going to be a problem. I've got to eat my din-dins now. My father has just brought me ramen. I'm not sure if you can see the steam coming off the bowl. I'm going to keep talking. But yeah, so she looked like she'd sold a lot of cats. I also sold a lot of cats. I went with, I think, 13 or 14. And I sold 9, and I think a lot of that was down to luck. I was closer to the door, so when people came in and they came round, I was one of the first stalls that they saw, so I think a lot of people just sort of came and bought a cat and then went off, saw that she had cats and kind of went, oh well. I think that was several of those cat sales were down to luck, but I was also very gratified in the fact that a lot of people came, saw my cats and went, oh my god, that's so cute, but I'm gonna look around first. Went and looked around, did a lap of the whole place, and then came back for my cats. So as much as it's not competition, as much as it's not a bad thing that she had cats, despite my negative reaction, my cats still sold, despite the fact that she had cats. And I'm sure she would have had the same experience where some people would have come back for her cats instead of mine. I think cats are just really popular. I don't think you can ever have too many cats, to be honest. So I need not have been worried. I need not have had that negative reaction. And, you know, I will have learned for next time not to be such a bitch. It's community over competition. Her stuff was really nice. My stuff, I think, is really nice. We don't need to get in a fight about it. You know, it is what it is. So yep, cats were my number 1 bestseller. My second bestseller was closely following behind with 8 items sold, and that was my minis and my backpack buddies. So I think I sold like 3 backpack buddies and 5 minis, if I remember off the top of my head. But I just lumped them together because it's the exact same pattern. One just has a keyring on and is £1 more than the other one. Then the third bestseller was my medium items, which I was really chuffed about. So I did say earlier that I sold more medium items than I did, sold more small items than I did medium items, and that was definitely true, but I did sell 6 medium items, which I'm chuffed about. And a medium item I class as anything that's not in a basket basically. So they're roughly £15 and up, but they're not in a basket. So I do have large axolotls which go in a basket, which are £15. So those I don't count as medium items because they're just a larger version of the small item, and they go in the same basket as the small item with the small axolotls. The things that I have on the rack on the side that are £15 and up, those I consider my medium items. I'm gonna have some soup. Oh my god, that's spicy. Anyway, yeah, I sold medium items. I think I said in the vlog I sold 2 of my dragons to one person in the same transaction, which I was so stoked about because those are like a good size medium item. They're £22 each, and someone bought both of them, which I was like, absolutely, by all means. And then I sold a brontosaurus, an elephant and a shark, I believe. Oh, and a flamingo. Actually, I think I sold 6 medium items. Yeah, I was really happy with that. And now, if you will excuse me, I've got some ramen to eat. Never mind, it's still piping hot. I'm gonna go and finish my ramen and then I'll be back to close out the video. Alright, I'm back. My lips are red because it was spicy. I told you about my bestsellers, and yeah, a couple of honourable mentions were the axolotls and the small bees. I sold 4 of each of those. I also got a substantial custom order from this market, so I guess you can kind of add that on as a sale from the market. The person bought some stuff at the market and then contacted me afterwards, so I'm going to consider that a sale from the market as well. But yeah, so yeah, that's it really. Well then, I hope you have really enjoyed watching today's video. I hope it was entertaining. I hope it was informative. I hope you enjoyed the market breakdown. I hope you enjoyed seeing everything that I've made. I just generally hope you enjoyed. I've been in a bit of a silly goofy mood this morning, so you're getting a silly goofy Harper. You're welcome. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are. Thank you so very much for watching. Make sure to remember to do all of the interaction things that really help me out, like commenting, subscribing. I really like the comments. The comments are really fun. I try to respond to comments as soon as possible. Those are really fun to respond to. So if you have any thoughts on today's video, please do pop a comment. Let me know what you thought, and I will see you here in the next video. Thank you so much, everybody. As always, all my links are down below if you want to check out shops, support me in a monetary way. All of that's down below. Thank you so very much. Goodbye.